sweetpeas, it is Shaaba. Welcome back to another Thursday video. I am repping the gym gear because I'm too lazy to get out of it. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about something that is considered very important, and to be honest I don't really know why, but it just is. For such a long time, as in for over a year, I've been debating whether this is something I should be talking about online, and I will get into the reasons why in a little bit, but first I should probably tell you what it is that I am talking about. As you can probably tell by the title below, this is my coming out video. It's National Coming Out Day here in the UK, the 11th of October, and I talk to you about my life, so it just seemed kind of fitting that I did this now. So here goes. My name is Shaaba, and I am bisexual. I think. No, I am. I'm bi, hi, that's it.
You're a guy.
No, I didn't. That would be a whole other coming out video. It feels weird to talk about it. It feels weird to state it. It's not something that I'm ashamed of in any way, shape or form. And it's also not something that's new to me, you know. As I said, I've actually realised that I've been bi for about 18 months. But there you go. It is public now. And I guess the point of this video is to tell you my coming out story. As I just said, it was about a year and a half ago that I had this big internal revelation and realised that I had the tingles for both men and women. I know a lot of you are thinking, hey, you have been with Jamie for 7 years, what are you talking about? Just roll with me here, I am not cheating. So I went to Pride with Jamie 2 years ago. That is when it happened. And it wasn't the first Pride we'd gone to, it was the second Pride we'd gone to, and it's the second time that I had gone as a straight ally. Nothing wrong with being a straight ally, by the way. Don't know what this is for. As you might know, we have a few LGBT plus friends who are also on the YouTube platform, and it was at this Pride through one of said friends that I met a lovely YouTuber called Melanie Murphy. I knew she was a YouTuber, I knew she had a channel about LGBT plus stuff and other things, and like I do with many other people, I thought she was incredibly pretty. We smiled, we did the small talk, and then we both went off and did our own Prides and end of story, yay! So the next day I searched for her on YouTube. It wasn't just her, I looked for other people that I'd met on Pride, during Pride. And you know, it's not like stalking or anything, it's just what you do, you know someone, you looked a little bit in them and you look a bit more. At the time, she had just released a video that was called How I Realised I Was Bi. I think that was the name of it. I will try and insert it here. It was this little animated thing and it was really cute, and I was like, oh, Melanie Murphy has a really cool accent, and oh, she turns into a butterfly, and oh la la, and that was that. Except that wasn't that. For some reason, and I wasn't sure why at the time, the video had just stuck with me. I just like couldn't get it out of my head. I realised that I related to quite a lot of what she was saying. I was basically sitting on my sofa. I remember the moment where I was just sitting there like, what, why, what, why, what? Oh my gosh, I think I'm bi. I had this like little epiphany, and following that came loads and loads of different thoughts, and the biggest ones were like, one, how do you know you're bi? Like, surely everyone just finds everyone pretty and that's okay, you know, like it doesn't mean that just because you find other people pretty that you're then changing your sexual orientation. The second big thought I had was I can't be bi because I'm in a relationship with a guy, and I've only ever been in relationships with guys, and I'm in a long-term relationship with a guy, and how can I be bisexual? I'm like Jamie-sexual, you know, like that's it. Jamie was the only person that I could ever see myself being with, and yeah. My final really big thought was I cannot be bi because I don't need LGBT plus rights. I was in a straight relationship and therefore I just didn't count as being bisexual. And after a lot of thinking about it myself, I spoke to Jamie that evening about it. I sat him down and I was like, look, don't worry, I'm not gonna leave you. Just thought, you know, you might be interested that I figured out this really huge deal about myself and I think I might be bi. And he was really, really cool with it. I spoke to him about the whole Melanie Murphy thing and the video and my thoughts and about not being bi enough, and he was really cool with it. And we just spoke about it for hours. There were so many things that we talked about during that conversation, and it just felt very liberating to be able to speak to Jamie about it. Again, not sure why. I remember at one point during the conversation I'd had like a piece of paper and I drew a line and I was like, girls, boys. I said to Jamie that I maybe fancied guys like 65 to 70% more, and then girls like a good 30%, and then because it wasn't like half-half, does that mean I'm bi? I also remember saying to Jamie, yeah, but you know, like everyone's attracted to girls. Girls are just insanely pretty. Why would you not be attracted to girls? Everyone's attracted to girls. But then we spoke about sort of like beyond ourselves as a relationship and not breaking up. But you know, if we were to break up, I could definitely see myself being with a girl as well as being with a guy. Like it doesn't faze me, or it doesn't like, I would be open to dating girls is what I'm saying if Jamie wasn't in my life. At the minute right now, Jamie is all I see, he's all I want to be with. But beyond that, in terms of my identity, I would definitely date women. Basically, if I was to be on that show with the lady with the big lips who organised those dating nights for celebrities, and they invited like loads of pretty skimpily dressed people to an event, and she was like, hey, would you like there to be girls or guys? I would want both to be there. And that is how I realised I was bi. And when I think back to all my lists of like crushes and celebrity crushes, you know those lists you make with your partner of, oh, these are the people that I'd allow you to have a pass on? Those kind of things. I never once questioned why women featured quite heavily on those lists. Like Pink, Scarlett Johansson were definitely up there, and I just find it funny that I'd never even, it just didn't cross my mind, but now I know. I also find it really funny because the amount of LGBT plus work that Jamie and I do in raising awareness and education and hopefully acceptance for LGBT plus rights, specifically the trans stuff, you know, I'm involved in this community. I really thought that, because I knew about bi people beforehand, I would have made this realization a long time ago, but there you go. It's different for everyone, and that is my story. Anyway, I just wanted to circle back to one of the points that I spoke to Jamie about that night, and that is about knowing, I guess, and this idea of having to be qualified to be any part of your identity. I've been with Jamie for nearly 7 years now, and I can count all of the relationships I've had on probably this many fingers. And one of the things that I was really worried about and thought that Jamie had the answer to was, can I really be bi if I've never been in a relationship with a girl? That's not to say I've not had like intimate relations with a girl. And that's not to say that you have to have had any kind of physical relations with somebody to prove that you are of a certain sexual orientation. It's all about who you are, right? Not this sexual CV track record that you need to like shove it in people's faces or prove. No. But yeah, I just felt like it was a weird time for me to have figured that out about myself. I was going through quite a big identity crisis at the time, doing a lot of soul searching and thinking about myself, so in that sense it kind of fit. But in the other sense, I'm in a committed straight relationship, you know, I was at that time as well, it hasn't changed, and so I just thought it was really bizarre that I'd come to this revelation and identity about myself in that stage of my life. But yeah, you don't need to have a sexual CV to be eligible for your identity. It's entirely up to you, and I looked obsessively at a lot of videos of bi coming out stories and people who just speak about being bi, and I realised I wasn't the only person that found out that way, so there you go. My next step was to tell my family, not everyone, but particularly my mum. I don't know why I felt the pressure to do that. I really feel like society puts a lot of pressure on non-straight people to have this big coming out stage in their lives. Regardless, I did feel the need to do that, and Jamie was like, no, this is a bad idea. And I was like, yeah, it probably is. I was quite scared to do it, but it's just something that I felt like I really needed to do. As you guys know from previous videos on this and Jamie's channel, my mum is not the most liberal person around. She's gotten a lot better now, by the way, but yeah. And I was scared of telling her for 3 main reasons. The first was I was worried she might just hate me, just really not like me, you know? I'd rebelled against her wishes and upbringings and expectations of me in so many different ways already, and it had caused a lot of turmoil. I just didn't want this to open a new can of worms, that's the phrase, isn't it? I didn't want this to open a new can of worms, especially because at the time I was in a really good place with her and I didn't want to rock the boat with our relationship. The second thing I was worried about was that she wouldn't believe me, which I know sounds like a really silly thing to say, but because of just how she was raised and the fact that I was in a relationship with Jamie, I just didn't fully think that she would get it or want to get it, or if she thought I might be doing this for attention or some other reason like that. And the final reason that I was scared to tell my mum was also the main reason I've been hesitant to mention any of this stuff online, and that is because I do not want at all my knowledge of my sexual orientation to in any way make people question Jamie's identity as male. I realise that sounds kind of confusing, so I'm just going to go into that into a little bit more detail. For those of you who might not know, I don't know who that would be, my partner, my lovely partner Jamie, is a trans man. That means he was assigned female at birth, and when he was a little bit older, he physically transitioned so that his outward appearance matched with his identity, which is male. My mum and her side of the family had a really difficult time trying to accept Jamie's identity as a man. They just constantly saw Jamie as a girl. They didn't understand what being trans was in any way, shape or form, and for quite a long time, because they saw Jamie as not male, they also saw me as a lesbian. Kind of tricky. Not that there's anything wrong with lesbians, that's just not how I identified. And I just want to clarify right now that I am in a straight relationship. I only see Jamie as male. Ever since he came out to me, I have only ever seen Jamie as male, and as a woman, that puts us in a straight heterosexual relationship. This is weird. But yeah, my worry about coming out to my mum as bi would be that she would think, okay, so you like men and women, and because you like women, that's why you like Jamie. So I didn't want her to in any way feel like Jamie was not a man, and the reason that I could be with him was because of my bisexual identity that I've only just told her now, if that makes sense. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it's just a worry, I guess, that I had. I cannot stress enough that that is just so not the truth. So there you have it. I know that there will probably be a lot of people who don't agree with trans people who are going to be like, oh yeah, Shaaba, you're just saying that, but really that is the case, isn't it? I'm not going to waste any more breath on this matter. So there you go. When I spoke to my mum about it, we were at the dinner table after a sort of dinner event at my nan's. At the table was me, Jamie, my mum, and my sister Shazia. And I basically was just like, Mum, I have something to tell you, and she's like, oh god, what's it going to be this time? And I was like, hopefully nothing too bad that will shock you. And I just explained to her that, you know, I find girls physically attractive and I fancy girls, and I came to this revelation in the way I just explained it to you guys. And if I wasn't with Jamie, there's probably a very high chance that I would be with a girl. Her response was actually really funny. She basically was just like, oh well, don't worry Shaaba, I don't think you're bi. Like, I fancy Angelina Jolie, I think she's an incredibly attractive woman. That doesn't make me bi. And we're all there like, Mom, I'm pretty sure that makes you bi. In a joking way, you know, I don't think she's bi. We didn't speak about it much more after that. But she's just like, yeah, okay, cool, fine. She did question, you know, like, does this mean you're gonna break up with Jamie and get into a relationship with the girl? And I was like, no, but if Jamie and I was to break up, I cannot tell you what my future partner would look like. And she was like, alrighty. That was pretty much it really. It wasn't a horrible experience. It was kind of awkward. It was quite laid back, if you could call it that. I came away feeling like maybe she didn't quite get it, or she was just super chill with it, and that's not a side that I've seen with her before, especially if it comes with more liberal things like this. But either way, we're in a good place. I'm in a good place. So yeah. So since that time, many months ago, I told my friends, and they have all been very cool about it, the ones that know. I mean, I've not been like, hey guys, I really need to tell you something, bye. I've just, you know, told them if it came up in conversation. And last Pride was really great this summer. I had a little bi flag and I had a little bi heart on, and I didn't tell anyone about it, but posted a photo about it, and I think a few people were just like, oh my god, Shaaba, are you? And yeah, well, now you know. But it just felt very free and very liberating at the time, and it was great fun, and I don't really know why I'm making this video. I guess it's just because it is National Coming Out Day, and I feel like I gained a lot of help and reassurance from watching other people's coming out stories on being bi who are in similar situations myself, so I just wanted to add to that melting pot and celebrate National Coming Out Day and say, hey, if you are questioning or whatever, here is an extra opinion and story and experience that you can consider and see if you relate to. If I can just ask for one thing, it's that you don't think of Jamie's identity any differently because of this. I don't know if I may be over-exaggerating my worries in thinking that that would be the case, but I definitely know some people who would try and spin it like that. So I would just rather that not be a thing. I don't know if this video has been helpful at all. I hope it's been a little enlightening in some way. And if you're sort of out and proud and happy to do so, I would love to hear some of your coming out stories. So if you're happy to, please do drop a comment downstairs and let me know your coming out stories, and I will read and react and love every single one of them. I don't normally say this, but if you are going to leave a comment that is about me, please do just be a little bit mindful and kind, because I don't know, I feel a bit insecure about telling you this, so I'm not entirely sure why. I'm in a very bizarre mood, but I do genuinely believe that everybody has a right to their identity. That's not for anyone else to define for them, and I would rather appreciate it if you didn't poop on mine. So that is it. Do give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you next Monday with another vlog. Be kind and have a great day. Bye!